Indian Beedi workers struggle due to pandemic. New click talks to Beedi workers in the state of Tamil Nadu in India. Their livelihood have been severely affected due to the pandemic and they have not received any of the benefits others workers have people dispatch. Even after secret companies captured the market in highly capital-oriented business, BD production still prevails in most parts of India. Tamil Nadu is one of the largest BD producing state in India. With tens of thousands of workers, the majority of them being women, producing BDs daily in the state according to a study by the Center for Health and Social Justice. There are around 75 large-scale beedi manufacturers. In Tamil Nadu, around 4 lakh people are directly and indirectly involved in this industry. In the state alone, which produce over 4,000 crores worth of beedis annually, however, the lockdown enforced due to the pandemic paused the industry, which was already recovering from demonetization, into a deep crisis. To understand the issues of the beedi workers, News Click reached out to some of those involved in beedi production. Employee state insurance is a self-financing social security and health insurance scheme for Indian workers. No government thinks about BD workers. BD workers are located predominantly in the districts of the Tirunelveli and Salem. Tirunelveli is the biggest hub of the BD industry with more than 3 lakhs workers. BD workers says if it is company work then we get rupees 200 as wages for 1000 BD pieces. If it is branch work then we get only between rupees 100 and 130 and that too not regularly. We get work only twice a week. We are able to do 1000 BD pieces per day. As of now we don't get that many. Either companies were unable to provide BD ingredients to our home. It's left to us to go and get the material, do the work and then get it back to the company. The people says the rent for my house is 3,000 but I am not earning even rupees 1,000 a month. The company told us that BD are not selling. BD worker treasurer says after the implementation of the Tamil Nadu Prohibition of Smoking and Spitting Act 2002, BD sales were widely affected not just in Chennai but all over Tamil Nadu. So the industry is increased already. The industry was at a standstill over the past 9 months due to this pandemic because of the restrictions, travel and transportation. They are unable to open the company. The majority of the workers in the industry are women. Men from Chennai were also working them once upon a time. They have left this line of work as they were not getting a good income. Now there are only women at work. All the companies are also closed given the COVID-19 lockdown. All of them had to stay home and the BD workers were unable to reach the companies to get raw materials. All of them had to stay home and the BD workers were unable to reach. The BD workers need to get raw materials and only then can they work and hand over the BD back to the company to get their wage. Between rupees 1,000 and 2,000 is generated by this work. However, they are unable to get their income due to the lockdown. After the relaxation is restrictions, the company has resumed work over the past 2 months. However, business is not as good as before. Only 50% of the work has been provided to workers by the company. Even wages are not being paid in full. The Beedi workers are now stuck in the crux during the curfew. There were demands that both the central and state government should give relief to the working Tamil Nadu Beedi Workers Federation. Also demanded the same from the government. Beedi workers were also affected by the curfew. So the government should set aside money from the COVID-19 relief fund for the workers. The Tamil Nadu government has given relief funds to informal workers and construction workers. So the government should also consider Beedi workers for the relief fund. After the demand was raised, the government replied saying that there was no data on Beedi workers. So they were denied the relief fund, requested to be provided for through the companies, but the government did not agree. Finally, they assured us of relief by using census data. However, it is still being pursued. They could not implement that. As a result, the Beedi workers are still struggling to make a livelihood.
வீட்டுக்காரங்க என்ன பண்றாங்க? வீட்டுக்காரங்க என்ன கேட்டாங்க?
Beedi workers are highly prone to many health issues, including tuberculosis. The questions of the survival result in serious. In the Beedi industry, the workers work with tobacco leaves. If they are involved in this work for 8 hours, then they may face the risk of, if they are involved in this work for 8 hours, then they may face the risk of contracting tuberculosis. It is scientifically proven. 20 years ago, 90% of the men were also involved in this Beedi work. Most of them are affected by TB and many of them have lost their lives to it. There was no proper medicine and treatment available at the time. We have seen it with our own eyes. Now it's under control and men are not doing Beedi work. However, women still work in the industry. This is not all the work they do. Either still work in the industry. They do this work by managing their household work. Also, they no longer working as a group. In group work, around 50 Beedi workers would be there at one place. But now most of them are working from their house because of health issues. The Tamil Nadu Beedi Industrial Premises Regulations of Condition of Work Rule 1959 had initiated a wealth or fund for Beedi workers so they could access hospitalized medicines.
அந்த கடத்துக்கு கடத்தை வாங்கி அவங்களுக்கு கிடச்சி மானத்து கஞ்சி இந்த மாதிரி இது பண்ணி ரொம்ப இதாக இருக்குது. முன்னேறு படத்துக்கு இறங்கி போடுறது அருண் கிடைக்கும் வாழையாக அரைஞ்சிட்டு தான் வாடகை எவ்வளவு ஆண்களும் இல்லை, உதவிக்கு ஒன்றும் கிடையாது. கடவுளுக்கும் எண்ணிக்கிட்டு
பென்ஷன் இந்த எதுவுமே
ஒன்றும் இல்லை, நாங்கள் போய் என்று சொல்ல போகிறோம்.
நீங்கள் இதெல்லாம் கேட்டிருக்கீங்களா பீடி கடையில்?
பென்ஷன் நம்ம 10 வருஷத்துக்கு மேலே சுற்றினா தான் வந்தோம். அவங்களால போக முடியல.
நான் எழுதி போட்டுமே அந்த பென்ஷனை எடுத்துக்கிட்டாங்க தரையில். ஏன்னா இருக்கிறதுக்கு ஆள் இல்லை, அதைத்தான் நான் சொல்கிறேன். கேட்குறதுக்கு ஆள் இல்லை, விட்டுட்டேன். விட்டு என்னால் அலைய முடியும்.
விரசல ஓட்டுவேன், கண்ணாடி போட்டா விரசல ஓட்டுவேன்.
பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கீங்க?
நான் ரொம்ப நாள் ஓட்டுவேன். நான் ரொம்ப நாள் ஓட்டுவேன்.
வெட்டுறதுக்கு எவ்வளோ கொடுக்குறாங்க, கெட்டுறதுக்கு எவ்வளோ
இப்போ வந்து 12,000 பீடி ஒட்டி கட்டினா 140 ரூபா. 12,000 பீடி ஒட்டி கட்டணும். இதே மாதிரி 12,000 பீடி ஒட்டி கட்டணும். நிறைய வந்துட்டா
12,000 பீடி கட்டினீங்கன்னா ஒட்டி கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா எவ்வளோ கொடுப்பாங்க?
12,000 பீடி ஒட்டி கட்டினா 340 ரூபா.
340 ரூபா கொடுப்பாங்களா? இது ஒட்டுறதுன்னா என்ன? நூல் வச்சு கெட்டாமல் ஒட்டுறதா?
இது அவங்க சுற்றி பீடியாக தந்துடுவாங்க கெட்டி.
சரி சரி.